that, that covering to experience the depth of the love, which otherwise even the Lord can't understand. Even that statement is just mind-blowing. How can God, who's infinite, all-knowing, not understand something? That just goes to show the power of devotion. We read it, it conquers even Krishna. But in Mahaprabhu we see it really does. It really does. So, the power of devotion is particularly present in Mahaprabhu, in his descent, and in the conveyance of, the Maha Mantra. He's coming as the Yuga avatar, but it's even more than that. So naturally, in the conveyance of the Maha Mantra, it's not as though he, conveys the Maha Mantra as the Yuga avatar, and it doesn't have anything to do with the other aspect of descent, his descent. Of course it does. There's added beauty and potency in his conveyance of the Maha Mantra. Even though we have, the 20 years where he's preaching and the 20 years where he's relishing the high pastimes, still Mahaprabhu is, blue Sri Krishna, who's golden color, because he's covered with the mood of Srimati Radharani. So that, that devotion, that deep devotion that conquers even Krishna, is even there present in the Maha Mantra given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So it's particularly potent in this particular age, because we have the direct descent of Krishna as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as opposed to an indirect Lila avatar. We don't really understand that, but we're told it's like that. And we can describe, reasons that it's like that. But really to know that, we have to experience that through the Maha Mantra, through the chanting of the Maha Mantra, and remembering Lord Chaitanya, which here Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj is giving us the opportunity to. Okay, so this is text 4, I believe. He's just told us that he's now going to give the meaning of the 4th verse, the 4th of, I think, initially 14 verses that are given. I think so, 14. And so now he begins. May that Lord, who is known as the son of Srimati Shachi Devi, be transcendentally situated in the innermost core of your heart, resplendent with the radiance of molten gold. He has descended in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy to bestow what no incarnation has ever offered before, the most elevated mood of devotional service, the mellow of conjugal love. So, inconceivable, but Mahaprabhu is doing this. We hear from Kaviraj Goswami he's doing this. We hear from our gurus he's doing this. We feel the sense of reality when we see our gurus in their, transcendental glory, in their mood of devotion and dedication. We can understand that this kind of deep potency of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is there, and is, because it's present in them, and they're attempting to give something to us, we know that, we can understand they're giving us that, which is, inconceivable. It's that kind of mercy for someone who's like messed up and dirty with the material energy. It's amazing. And because Krishna has, we're all, like it's been described in the book that Goswami Maharaj put together, the speeches, talks of Srila Sridhar Maharaj, the loving search for the lost servant. And so the Lord is here as Mahaprabhu is coming down to seek after us and, you know, to touch us with the feeling of that transcendental conjugal love and begin to stir our heart with, you know, the beginning connection of it. It's coming down from him in full purity and full potency, being conveyed by our gurus in a similar way, and, you know, received by us, you know, according to our, you know, opening of our hearts and our sincerity, and, you know, received by those who we speak to according to their, you know, desire to surrender, conveyed by the guru. That's, you know, that we have to, I think, clearly understand. That is stimulus for our preaching. Otherwise, sometimes we think, oh, well, I don't have any, I'm not very pure, I don't have any potency to preach. But everyone does. And, you know, it can't be said that, oh, you shouldn't preach because you don't know what our conclusions are and so many things like that. Everybody who has some connection with Sri Guru, even those who don't have Diksha connection, have some sense of the reality that's coming down and sense of the feeling of the transformation that is occurring in their hearts and can give it to others. So, you know, the gift of our Guru should not be, you know, held hostage within our hearts. Okay, so the Sanskrit. Anar pita chiram chirat karuna yavatirnaha kalo samar paritum unatojola rasam swabhakti sriyam. You know this?
Yes, famous verse.
Wow. Hari Purata Sundara Juti Kadamba Sandipita Sada Hridaya Kandare Spuratu Va Sachinandanaha. May that Lord, who is known as the son of Srimati Sachi Devi, be transcendently situated in the innermost core of your heart, resplendent with the radiance of molten gold. He is descended in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy to bestow what no incarnation has ever offered before, the most elevated mellow of devotional service, the mellow of conjugal love. This is a quotation from Vidagdha Madhava, a drama compiled and edited by Srila Rupa Goswami. So these, the essential points of the high books, like Vidagdha Madhava, like Lalita Madhava, are given by Kaviraj Goswami. And we should be happy with that and satisfied with that. That's what's given to us now, what is necessary for us to imbibe in our consciousness for development of our service. And, you know, beyond that, the necessity for service in actual relationship with the servitors of the Lord will come in due time and be manifest before us automatically. Okay, so beautiful poetry by Rupa Goswami. Now, text 5. Lord Krishna, the son of the king of Braja, is the supreme Lord. He eternally enjoys transcendental pastimes in his eternal abode, Goloka, which includes Brajadham. So, Kaviraj Goswami, underlining the high position of Sri Krishna. Now, in relation with that last verse, how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is bringing this Dham down with him. And not as Krishna alone, like in the Bhagavad Gita, but Krishna with you know, the mood of Srimati Radharani. So it's like the real thing, the real abode. And because of that potency, because of the potency of devotion and the natural giving feeling that's contained in devotion, Mahaprabhu is, you know, naturally filled with the spirit of giving, and enhanced even in that spirit of giving by the presence of Nityananda Prabhu. You know, it's just quite amazing. His eternal associate, Balaram, who brings about the whole function, the whole arrangement of the transcendental realm. So as Nityananda Prabhu, he facilitates the deepest mercy coming from Mahaprabhu. So Srila Prabhupada tells us that the previous chapter has established that the son of Brajendra is the Supreme Personality of Godhead with 6 opulences. And that the Lord lives in the spiritual planet known as Krishna Loka, and those pastimes are aprakrita, you know, unmanifested, aprakrita, to those who are within prakriti, the power of the control of the material energy. So aprakrita, they're unmanifest to us. And of course the Mayavadis think that means they're never present. But we know by the grace of our gurus that aprakrita means not present in the material world, but fully present in the spiritual world. So Lord Krishna is always present everywhere, but when he is not present before our eyes, he is said to be aprakrita, or unmanifested. Okay.
So you can say aprakrita about those things only when you are in the material world. In relation to material world is aprakrita. But
Yeah, that's what appears, yeah. These are unmanifest pastimes in relation to the perception of those who are not connected with him. Aprakrita. Ka. Because, of course, the T's with a dot underneath are different than the T with no dot. T with no dot is pronounced with the tongue behind the teeth. T with the dot underneath is pronounced with the tongue back above on the palate. This is what we learn in Sanskrit. Okay, text 6. Once in a day of Brahma, he descends to this world to manifest his transcendental pastimes. So, you know, once in a day of Brahma means like billions and billions of years. You know, so it really is inconceivable to our small brains to understand this. Because, you know, we can't hardly comprehend anything that's like beyond 100 years or beyond the duration of the life of this body. It's even like, you know, mind-boggling to think that life goes on and that we take another body, and, you know, though we've been talking about it for so long, it's a natural thing for us. But really, that conception, for those who have no vision of the eternal spirit, it's just mind-boggling. What to speak of the day of Brahma, which is millions and billions of years, billions and billions of years. So he descends. And so we're in that particular age where he descends. What? How is it possible? Really? I mean, you know, the skeptics will say, oh, well, that's just written, so it looks like it's so special. But, you know, we understand, because of the perceived stature of Kaviraj Goswami, as conveyed to us by our gurus, we understand that Kaviraj Goswami's vision is way beyond our own vision and can actually see how this works. You know, how this special descent actually has come, and it actually is real. Kavi Goraj Goswami has spent years setting down Chaitanya-charitamrita to convey to us that this is actually real. These are not just stories. This is not just some philosophy. But this is like a real thing that has to do with incredible stuff, even in relation to the duration of the whole, material universe. It's incredible. And we get to read it. You know, when will we realize that, the potency of that? It's there. We just have to, begin to enter into it. What does Bhaktivinoda Thakur say? Kabe habi bolo seidin amar. When will that day come when I'll actually realize, wow, Kaviraj Goswami is giving us the real deep thing right here in the sound vibration of his verses, imbued with the potency of Nityananda Prabhu, all about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is talking all about Srimati Radharani and her love for the ultimate personality, Sri Krishna. Okay, so it's Bengali now. Brahmara eka dine tinho eka bara. Avatirne hana karena prakrita vihara. Brahmara, Brahma. Eka dina, one day. Ekabara, one time. Avatirna, he descends. Prakrita, manifest. Vihara, pastimes. Karena, kara, performs. So text 7. We'll do one more text. This time is passing. We know, this is text 7. We know that there are 4 ages, yugas, namely Satya, Treta, Dwapara, and Kali. These 4 together comprise one Divya Yuga. Now, Kaviraj Goswami is going to tell us about the span of time, the duration of Brahma's days, and so we can have a contextual understanding of, just how fortunate we are. Satya, Treta, Dwapara, Kali, Chari Yuga, Jani. So we know, Jani, these 4 ages, Chari Yuga, are Satya, Treta, Dwapara, Kali. And then Chari Yuga, in the 4 ages, Dibya, divine, Eka Yuga. So those 4 ages comprise one Divya Yuga, divine Yuga. The 4 ages combined together comprise one Divya Yuga. Sometimes it's called a millennium. It's I forget the calculation, but each Yuga, as it descends from Satya Yuga, becomes less and less in terms of the passage of time. But all told, it's many, many millions of years. So in the next verse, we'll understand how many yugas constitute one Manvantara, and then how many Manvantaras are constituted in a day of Brahma. How many billions of years. So the particular Manvantara that we have now is I can't remember. The Manu, I'm sorry, I can't remember. Anyway, maybe Prabhupada will tell us in the next verse. I'll try to look it up. And also the particular position that we're in the day of Brahma. It's something like 11 or 11:30 in the morning of Brahma's day, something like that. But I'll try to look it up so we have it for tomorrow. Jai Sri Chaitanya-charitamrta ki jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj ki jai. Sri Chaitanya-charitamrta Acharya Brinda ki jai. Jai Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol.